Hi guys, welcome. In today's video, we will be building Heizou in just 3 days. You may want to know why 3 days, and I am here to answer your question, even if you did not ask it. That's how much time I had to make this video because I did start off a little bit late, okay? But I honestly had no idea like what to do, like whether I should just post some. I have quite a lot of unused footage from me trying to perfect my account, perfecting my 5 stars builds and whatever, but I just decided, oh, I'm gonna wait a little bit until a little more happens in that unused footage. So today we will be building him. Now, when it comes to building him, I did not have my hopes up that much. I know that he could do quite a lot of damage. I've seen it in either his trials or another character's trials, that he could do like 20k or like 30k or whatever. So I just decided to check it out and see if I build him, if he can do the same amount or even more. So obviously we are starting off with a level 20 Heizou, C6, the wrong weapon, and barely any artifacts. I leveled him up to level 40 because that's all I could do, and then I also gave him some of the artifacts that I farmed in the previous video, and honestly farming those artifacts made my life so much easier, because I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to farm his artifacts, I didn't have to level them up. It was pretty amazing, so I probably will be making more videos like that very soon. The only issue that I had was with his circlet, because I wanted a crit rate circlet for him, and we will get to that a little bit later on in the video. I also had no materials to level up the artifacts that needed leveling up, like the goblet and the future circlet, but I managed pretty fine with that. I had the choice between a 5-star weapon, so like the Skyward Atlas, and the Widzith, the 4-star weapon. I decided to go with the 4-star weapon. It kind of looks like I was reading what buffs it gives, but I read a little bit of it and I was like, okay, I do not understand anything, let me just level this up and put this on him. So that's what I did. Then it came to farming some of his ascension materials. I honestly forgot about this boss, like I totally forgot that there was a boss in the chasm. But I just don't fight it that much, and I don't really feel the need to fight it. And I kind of forgot that you need to have this specific gadget in order for it to be easier to defeat it. So I just had to stop a little bit and get it. Now, to not make this part that boring, I'm gonna give you guys a little story time on what happened while I was actually farming this boss during this video, which I actually cut out of the video because it was a little bit like weird, I guess. Okay, listen, if you know me, which you probably don't, I am a very curious person, and I will stick my nose into something if I feel like it's gonna give me a little bit of enjoyment or something. So basically, oh, and I've also been accepting players into my co-op a little bit more recently. That's why I sometimes get into these like interesting situations. So I accepted somebody into the co-op while I was fighting this boss, and I was laughing so hard when I did it, by the way, because like I'm in the middle of a boss fight, like you have to help me. So yeah, so I accepted someone. They asked me to join somebody's world, like that they're no longer friends with and see who they're playing with, and I'm an instigator. I was like, okay, because the person made it seem like they stopped being friends over a small argument, and I'm like, well, that's a little weird. And I know some people are like that, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna check it for you. So I did check it, and I'm also not gonna give that many details on the whole situation because I mean, I kind of want to, but I don't want to. But I joined the world. I got kicked out, though, after they found out that I did not speak their language or something. But the person did add me to their friends list. So I was like, okay. Now, the person that joined my world is telling me to text this person this and that in some sort of, like, language. And I'm okay. So I'm translating everything, right? Because obviously I'm not gonna be sending any messages that I do not know the context of to somebody else. Like, I'm not gonna get banned. I've worked too hard on this account for that to happen. So I'm sending the messages or whatever, and I'm also translating the ones that I'm getting. And I'm like, something more went on here, okay? Something more went on here. And at one point, the messages that I was translating from the person that joined my world kind of seemed a little bit manipulative, in my opinion at least. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore. How the situation ended was with, actually, I'm actually pretty happy about what I did in that situation. I don't really want to get into the details of that, but that's what happened. So yeah. Also, another thing that I want to talk about, these King Onikabutos, whatever their name is, I kind of remembered why I do not like building characters. Mostly because of the whole like collecting and finding these bugs or flowers thing. That's why my Wanderer is not built, because those mushrooms that he requires are literally the bane of my existence. And this is also what I kind of do not like about Genshin, is that like when you want to see where a certain like bug is, like where it is, in what area it is, like it only shows you the area, like it doesn't show you the specific spot. So I had to use an interactive map just to be a little bit more sure, because it also has pictures of the exact spot where they are. And it's such like, if you have like a big mountain region and you just show me like a part of it, like where the bugs are, like how am I meant to find all of them? But I did manage. I was thinking about joining somebody's world because I was feeling a little bit lazy, but I didn't. I managed to do it by myself, and as you can see, I also went back into the domain that I was farming for a week straight to get a better circlet for Heizou. Now, like I said, I needed a crit rate circlet. I didn't get one. I got a crit damage one. I also got a better artifact for Kazuha with the artifact strongbox. So I'm very happy about that, to be honest. You're gonna see the artifact in a little bit, but nothing like, I also got a little bit pissed off when I saw that physical damage goblet. But yeah, so that was the whole situation. I was also praying quite a lot that this circlet goes mostly into crit rate, because that's what I desperately needed. This is his build, and that's how it stayed up until the end of this video. I think I'm gonna show the stats a little bit later on. But it was time for me to take care of his talents. Now, listen. I was actually so happy that I had all of these talent books, because I don't have that many characters from Inazuma build, so that just made my life 100% easier. The boss, the weekly boss, on the other hand, is one of my biggest fears. She is easy to defeat. For some reason, I fear her, but that might be because I experienced it. I don't know. I experienced that boss in 2021. I just want to say that it kind of traumatized me, but at the end of the day, like it's just a weekly boss. And I also have characters that are a bit better built. Another thing that I wanted to talk about with these Onikabutos, how do you expect me to find the guy on the tree even with the interactive map? I couldn't see it until I was like, okay, where the fuck is it? And I accidentally put my camera into the direction where it was, and I'm like, how do you expect me to find that? Yeah, I should probably look around a little bit more, but while recording a video, finding like a bug in a tree is the least of my worries, and I'm not really thinking about that. I'm thinking about getting this video done, okay? So I decided, I was kind of pissed off at the bugs, so I decided to go and face my fear again, because this is the second time I think I am doing this weekly boss specifically during a video. It went pretty well. Only one of my characters died. I'm pretty happy about that. And this is also not a showcase, and I don't dodge. That's why I probably die in these boss fights. But the only times that you will see me dodge is when a guy tries to kiss me. That's one. And two, when I use an ult, just like I did right now, to dodge a boss's attack, because I cannot be bothered to do all of that jumping around and all the other stuff. So yeah, I am proud to say that I am a lazy player, not in the sense that I don't do anything that I don't for characters, in the sense that I like characters that allow me to fight like a lazy person, basically doing nothing. So like Farina, Raiden, Escoffier is also on that list. Mavuika, also I used her recently, not in the gameplay but in an event of some sort, I think. So that's that. I went onto the crafting table to craft some stuff. I also crafted that talent material with the dream capsule or whatever it's called. I decided obviously to ascend him, Heizou, to level 80. But I did not level him up to level 80. I thought that it was kind of pointless. Like, I'm not gonna go and farm those stupid XP books, okay? I definitely prefer to stay sane rather than farm these books again. I will get some more in the future. Maybe I will play with him, walk around with him and gather some experience, and he will be leveled up. But I just couldn't be bothered to level him up. Another thing that pisses me off about this game is, and I got so comfortable in Honkai that I literally miss the feature where you can like craft a specific like piece, even if you don't have like the piece before it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but if you play Honkai Star, then you probably know that you do not need to craft two pieces, like two things. I do not know how to explain this, but basically you don't need to craft like two sorts of pieces in order to get like the highest leveled piece. If you get what I'm saying, like, it just kind of like you don't need to look for it, and I was literally so lost. But whatever, it is time to get into the showcase. I decided to go and fight this guy because I've seen some people do some such showcases with him. I decided that I'm also gonna be one of those people, so that's what I did. Right now you're not gonna be seeing a lot. I did change the team a little bit later on. I thought to myself, okay, well, got quite a lot of support, so let's just do it that way. He did do 34k if I'm not wrong with his elemental skill, but he did die. But the thing is, like, obviously, like, his HP is not the highest, so obviously he's gonna get one shot by this guy. But he did deal 30 something, like 34k, so I'm happy about that. But I did decide to fight the boss again. Okay, listen, I did not want to fight like a boss that gives me stuff or anything like that. So I just decided to go to this guy, since while I was looking for the bugs, I found his location again. So from now on, maybe he will be the guy that I will be defeating in every single one of my showcases now. And I fought this guy 3 times just to see if he deals the same amount of damage every single time, and he did. Let's just skip the fact that he died a couple of times in literally almost all of the showcases, but like who cares? Who's gonna stop me from him dying? 25k. He also did 25k. I think that's pretty good. I did change the team, but the third showcase turned into mostly a showcase of Escoffier and Risley together, so that's besides the point. He also did die in that one, but or he didn't, I'm not sure. But who am I to say anything about that? And as for his crit rate to crit damage ratio, this is it, 43 to 220. I thought giving him a crit damage circlet would be actually kind of funny, just to see like how much damage he would deal. Obviously, if his crit rate gets a little bit higher in the future, if I get a piece that could increase his crit rate even more, if I care to do that, then that's exactly what I will do. I do think that he did a pretty good job. His build may not be like the best, but I do think that he deals quite a lot of damage for a character that I literally built in 3 days. With some of the artifacts. Some of his artifacts were actually Jean's. I did change a couple of her artifacts because I got some better pieces in my previous video. I do think that his build is good. It could use a little bit of an improvement, especially on the crit rate. But that's that. He is level 70. You guys saw me build him. I think this is pretty great. He could be even better in the future, so maybe one day I will take care of that. As for this boss, I don't know what buffs, debuffs, or whatever this guy has. All I know is that I dealt quite a nice amount of damage on him, and yeah. So I would say this is it for this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, I would really appreciate if you left a like and subscribed to see some more content from me. And yeah, see you next time.